On January 3, 2015, psychology professor Dr. Bryn Dennis called 911, urgently requesting an ambulance. He had just returned home with his two daughters to find his wife, 48-year-old Susan Winters, had suddenly stopped breathing. The dispatcher handling Dr. Dennis's calls didn't get much information about the nature of his wife's injury or illness. Dr. Dennis quickly handed the phone to one of his daughters and focused on performing CPR on his wife. When paramedics arrived at the home in Henderson, Nevada, Susan was struggling to survive. She was rushed to the hospital, but doctors had little information and pronounced her dead shortly after arrival. The doctors contacted the police to investigate the cause of Susan's sudden death and whether foul play was involved, a standard procedure in such cases. But will this case truly be considered a criminal matter? That's what we'll show you in detail in this episode if you're interested in knowing the outcome of the investigation. Watch this video until the end. Gregory, the victim's husband, was the first to speak to the investigators. He told them that on the evening of that day, he took his daughter shopping at one of the city's large shopping centers, as he felt the girls were feeling a bit tired and bored. Gregory returned home with his daughters around 10:30 p.m. As soon as he arrived, he went to check on his wife. But she was fast asleep. Her laptop was lying next to her, indicating that she had fallen asleep while using it. Gregory tried to wake his wife repeatedly, but all his attempts were in vain. Susan was completely unresponsive. This led Gregory to suspect that Susan had drunk alcohol until 8:00 p.m. and then fallen asleep without realizing it, especially since this wasn't the first time. Gregory finally decided to postpone his conversation with his wife until morning. However, he was stopped by the laptop, still open beside his wife's body lying on the bed. He was overcome with curiosity to know what his wife had been looking at before falling asleep in such a childlike manner. He was horrified to see that she had been searching for types of poisons and antibiotics that could harm him. When Gregory discovered what his wife had been searching for on her laptop, he became worried. He shook his wife violently, trying to wake her, but she didn't respond at all. This prompted him to call his two daughters for help and to summon an ambulance immediately. Gregory indicated to the investigators that his wife had suffered from a severe mental illness for the last 20 years of her life. She was constantly plagued by disturbing thoughts and had confided in her family on several occasions her intention to end her life. Susan felt she was insignificant in this world. She always said the world wouldn't care if she left at any time. Although her family tried to provide her with adequate support, Susan's mental state never improved. She remained suicidal. Investigators also questioned Susan's two daughters, who confirmed their mother's struggles with depression and how she found her life miserable and unbearable. All indications pointed to Susan taking her own life, especially after her husband told investigators he discovered 2 vials of medication were missing. But that's only part of the story. The rest of the story